The Denver Nuggets currently hold a 2-0 series lead against the Los Angeles Lakers, and what's wild is the fact that in the first half of their playoff games so far, the Nuggets have an average net rating of minus 19.4, but in the second half, that net rating jumps to plus 37.3. If you've tuned into either of the playoff games so far, those first half numbers make sense, but if you stick around long enough until the second half, you can see the difference in how this Nuggets team operates. For as good as the Lakers have looked at times throughout this series, at a certain point, the Nuggets usually just lock in and make the necessary adjustments that they need to make in order to get the job done. I want to talk about their extremely difficult to stop half-court offense and how it's been able to continuously put points on the board despite the Nuggets not shooting nearly as well as we know they're capable of shooting. Before we jump into it, a quick word from today's sponsor, Fitbod. If you're anything like me, then headphones are an essential part of any workout. But the essential that your workout really needs is Fitbod. Fitbod is a fitness app that adapts to you as you improve. And Fitbod makes it easier to see your progress regardless of where you're at on your fitness journey. It's like having your own personal trainer, but way cheaper, and you can work out anywhere with or without equipment, and they make it super simple to follow a fully customized workout plan tailored to you. I'm not a member at a gym, I don't have access to a ton of fancy equipment, and what I love about Fitbod is they take all the difficult, frustrating parts about planning a workout and they make it super simple. It syncs with whatever fitness app you use too, so you can track your progress in real time. I'm also not somebody that likes to spend a ton of time in the gym, so I really like their high intensity interval training, and those can be done in as little as 30 minutes. Fitbod also tracks your muscle recovery to make sure that you don't overdo it so that you don't end up getting burnt out. Add Fitbod to your workout essentials. Join Fitbod today and get your personalized workout plan. Get 25% off your subscription or try the app free at fitbod.me/AlexHoops. That's fitbod.me/AlexHoops. Thanks again to Fitbod for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. In game one, they had Anthony Davis on Peyton Watson here because that's who the Lakers were most comfortable helping off of, and it allowed Davis to hang out more towards the paint. So Jokic and Murray are going to set up for the empty side pick and roll, and it's going to pull LeBron away from KCP and pull Anthony Davis deeper into the paint, and this leaves Spencer Dinwiddie stuck between two shooters on the weak side, opening up the kick to Watson, and he punishes Anthony Davis being pulled so far in and Dinwiddie not making the rotation to him. They get into this pick and roll off the empty corner dribble handoff, and Anthony Davis is going to be dropping to cover Murray's drive, and over on the weak side, LeBron is going to be pulling off the wing to try and force a turnover on Murray's drive. This creates the issue of Austin Reeves being left covering both KCP and MPJ on the wing, and Murray finds MPJ so that he can knock down the shot. And then here, we're going to see the classic play that's become associated with the Denver Nuggets. We've got the usual setup. Jamal Murray pulled way up high with Jokic ready to screen for him, and Denver is going to be flattened along the baseline with Gordon moving to the dunker spot. This pick and roll is so lethal for a couple of reasons. One, Jokic slips the screen instead of waiting around to get Reeves hung up on it, allowing him and Jamal to immediately be in a 2-on-1 versus Rui. Jamal has the pass available to Jokic on the short roll, and Rui gambles just a little bit too much and ends up getting stuck trying to recover onto Jokic. This creates a highly condensed 4-on-3 with Rui and Reeves stuck behind the ball. Naturally, LeBron is going to have to step up, and it's not like D'Lo can shift onto Gordon because that would leave KCP open in the corner, so his hands are tied as Jokic throws it up to Gordon for the slam. Now the question is, how do you stop this play, or can you even stop this play? The issue is that there's not really anybody on the floor at any given time that you can help off of without giving up a clear and obvious advantage. Jamal Murray scores 1.02 points per possession as the pick and roll ball handler. Jokic scores 1.3 points per possession as the roll man, and Aaron Gordon scores 1.5 points per possession on cuts. Not to mention, you've usually got those three guys flanked by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Michael Porter Jr., and it's not like you're going to help off of either one of those guys to try and stop the three-man game. Now in game two, they used this early Michael Porter Jr. screen to get AD switched off of Jokic and pull him away from the paint. This allowed Jokic and KCP to get into a dribble handoff to flow into the pick and roll, and with Dinwiddie as the low man here, it gives Jokic an easy shot at the basket. Now this play looks like it's going to just be a standard pick and roll, but the player to watch is going to be Justin Holiday. When he makes this cut, it's going to bring D'Angelo Russell with him, so that when Jackson feeds Jokic on the short roll, LeBron is going to try and make that low man rotation from the corner to provide help, but Holiday's cut actually turns D'Lo into a makeshift screener and prevents that rotation from happening, and Jokic gets an easy look at the rim. This play really shows how much of a nightmare it is to try and defend Denver's ridiculous amount of off-ball action. First step of the play is this Iverson cut for KCP, and it's going to get Gordon the feed at the elbow. But over on the weak side of the floor, after screening for KCP at the elbow, Jokic is then going to set a pin down screen for Michael Porter Jr. in the corner, and it leads to a wide open look from three. At the end of the first half of game 1, you can see Jokic pointing to KCP to set up for a double drag with Murray, and he tells Michael Porter Jr. to stay in the corner. Remember that because it's going to come into play in a second. He knows that Murray is going to draw 2 on the ball coming off of this screen, and it forces LeBron to rotate up from the baseline to cover KCP. This makes it to where when Murray drives to the basket, LeBron is going to lose Michael Porter Jr. in the shuffle, leaving the baseline cut open, and Murray finds him to get the finish at the basket. They opened up the second half with the same exact play, and this time LeBron is hesitant to lift from MPJ in the corner because of that backdoor cut that happened at the end of the second half, and this just leaves KCP wide open for the swing, and he knocks it down. Now, all of these half-court sets are awesome, but they also just have the fact that Jokic can manipulate defenses just using that insane playmaking ability that he has. Murray's going to feed Jokic in the post, and Dinwiddie is going to bring the double, and Reeves knows that this is going to leave the wide open pass on the wing, and Jokic sells it like that is the pass that he's going to make, but actually Gordon is going to be setting this pin-in screen on Anthony Davis to prevent the rotation to the corner, and Jokic finds KCP for 3. On this possession from game 2, Jokic drives to get into post position with Holiday pulling the extra defender away by making a baseline cut, and this forces Davis to send the post double team, drawing him off of the perimeter, and Jokic gets it to Porter Jr. so that he can knock down the sidestep 3. With how much he was hurting them when they sent doubles, sometimes the Lakers just had to opt to defend him one-on-one, but Jokic was able to break defenders down with his ridiculous post footwork to get easy looks. The Lakers in game 2 were doing a decent job of defending Jokic when he had the ball in his hands, so the Nuggets adjusted by running some of their offense through other guys and using Jokic off ball. On this play, Jokic is going to be in the weak side corner, setting what looks like a pin down for Michael Porter Jr., and since Anthony Davis was expecting Porter Jr. to curl off of the screen, putting him in drop, it allows Jokic to pop right out to get an easy 3. When the Lakers were blitzing Jamal on ball screens, KCP pops out to get the pass here, and this gets the defense in rotation, with Rui leaving Gordon to step up, and the backdoor cut forces Anthony Davis to provide that weak side help. And notice that Jokic is going to crash the paint to keep Taurean Prince away from the corner, and so Gordon's going to sling it out there to Porter Jr. for the wide open corner 3. The Nuggets also did some good stuff to keep the offense going in the non-Jokic minutes, like this pinch post action with Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray, where Gordon fakes the handoff before attacking the basket for the slam when Hayes switches off of him. They busted out this dribble handoff ball screen in the second half of game 2, where Porter Jr. gets this pin down from Jokic so that he can get into the throw and go with Jamal, and Jamal gets the ball back to flow into the pick and roll with Jokic, and Jokic keeps his roll higher towards the nail so that it keeps AD pulled away from the rim, and Murray's going to be able to get past LeBron for the finish. They also busted out these zoom actions for Jamal Murray where he'd get the pin down for the dribble handoff, and some defensive breakdowns allowed him to get an easy look at the rim. And while the Nuggets offense is still incredibly varied and unpredictable, they always have the good old Jokic Murray two-man game that they can fall back on whenever they need to, and that's what they did in game 2 to work themselves back into it from being down big. We also saw the Lakers defend Jokic more one-on-one instead of sending double teams at him, but this is a gamble because of Jokic's 99th percentile touch anytime he gets into the paint and around the rim. Jokic would mix in some popping when they would run pick and rolls, and this caused Davis to lose Jamal in the coverage, allowing him an easy drive to the rim for the finish. And then of course you have Jamal Murray's absolutely incredible game winner, and sometimes it doesn't matter how good a defense you play, it just matters if you can knock down the shot. The Nuggets were down big in this game, but when push came to shove, they just lean on that two-man game and they'll ride it until the wheels fall off, and those wheels usually don't fall off. The craziest part about the Nuggets being up 2-0 in this series so far is the fact that they're only shooting 29.6% on catch and shoot threes in the playoffs. Their shots, for the most part, really aren't falling even close to as much as they were in the regular season. These games have certainly been close, and the Lakers have done a really good job at times defensively, but the Nuggets aren't really playing to the level that we've seen them play at before in terms of shooting variance, and they're up 2-0. So once that shooting levels out more to what we expect from them on average, things could potentially get really ugly really fast. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. That's the easiest way to support me and help me continue making content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.